Mics are hot, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back, guys. You just hear us cheersing in the beginning of it.
Yeah.
But, you know, kind of need our coffee as always. But welcome back. Welcome back to Let Me Fucking Talk. Today, I have a special friend with me, and I'm very excited. This is Zemeks. I'm not going to use his government name because, to me, his government name doesn't exist.
It's so generic, too.
But I tell you all the time, like, I will never call you by your government name. Because I'm the type of person where once you tell me a name, like, that's your name. That's it. And it's funny, though, how that is with, like, when you're friends with, like, DJs with aliases, though. Because I feel like very rarely I get comfortable using their real name. Also, because there's that whole debate about whether you should actually call them by their name.
Yeah.
I think it just depends on the relationship. I mean, obviously, us, like I said, you're a very good friend of mine. I'm very happy you're here. So thank you.
It's an honor to be here, actually. I'm quite nervous, but this is gonna be fun for sure.
Don't be nervous.
Thank you for thinking of me too. So,
dude, of course, I had to have you. But like I said, I feel like the level of comfortability that we have, I could call you by your government name, but I don't want to.
Honestly,
I feel like it'd be weird.
You know, Nancy actually calls me by my government name whenever she's upset.
See, that's I can understand that.
She weaponized my government name.
Yeah, no, that's like when your mom does that. Like when your mom's like yelling at you and she calls you by like your full name, like first and middle name, like going off on you and shit. It has that same energy.
See, not me. I always get called by my nicknames. Burro is one of them. So instead of Jose, by the way, my name is Jose Zemeks, but Jose. I'm never called by my name, most because, you know, I'm a junior, so my dad's Jose. So to get my attention, it's either burro, cabrón, and the list just fucking goes forever.
That's fucking funny.
I love my mom, though.
Yeah, I like your mom, too. She makes really good food.
She loves all of you guys.
Aww.
She really wants another kickback to happen just to have you guys over.
Bro, anytime. I love going to your place. That was the first time, like recently, where I crashed there, and your couch was actually pretty comfortable. I felt so bad, though, because I didn't realize that I was, like, on the longer couch, and Eric was on the shorter one until we woke up the next morning. But it's because when your brother took us inside, like, I was pretty fucked up and just, like, tired. And I just went for the first couch that I saw, and I just went. But to be honest, even Eric said he didn't even notice until the next day. I was like, damn, we probably should switch.
I blacked out, so I had no idea when I landed on my bed. But I did end up, you know, waking up confused like a motherfucker. Just you know that Shrek meme where he's just like that.
See, but if you aren't getting if you don't get fucked up on your birthday, that you didn't do it right.
Yeah. See, but after that, I again. I already told you this before, but I felt like such a bad host just getting that fucked up. Like the last thing I remember was saying hi to Erica and her girlfriend when they got there.
Yeah.
And after that, I don't remember shit.
It was a good time. That's all you need to know.
Everyone said it was a good time, but I wish I could remember.
Yeah, it was fun. But let me backtrack real quick. For those that don't know, this is Zemeks. He is a DJ, producer, trap specifically, paintball enthusiast.
Not there quite yet, but
yeah, you're still an enthusiast though. I wouldn't say like paintball, like pro paintball, but like you're an enthusiast. You fuck with it.
Have you? I fuck with paintball heavy, but have you seen these pro paintball leagues?
That's why I said enthusiast.
Jesus fucking.
I feel like there's a difference.
See, no.
Can you do the double tap?
I could, yeah.
Okay, then there you go.
There you go.
You're not an enthusiast.
No.
You're not an enthusiast. No, you're not an enthusiast. No.
See, someone's going to cut that clip and just make a really dirty joke with that.
I'm honestly waiting on it. But yeah, this has more to do with what I used to do before I got into the whole music thing, which was light shows. So finger dexterity and being able to like move my fingers independently. Just
so you're saying it's really good with your fingers, huh?
That's what everyone says. I haven't heard a complaint once. But yeah,
ladies, holla at your boy.
He's single. He's
hey,
single. I'm just
there
saying.
you go.
But yeah, I make trap. I am a trap DJ and producer, but that doesn't mean I don't throw down with some house.
This is true.
Mumbaton. I've even dabbled into some hip hop too, which is difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult, but yeah, I love everything about the music I DJ and make. It's a lot of fun.
And how'd you get into it? I feel like I know the story, but refresh my memory.
So I started DJing first, and this was when I was in high school. I started going to raves in 2009. First ever festival was the Love Festival. That's where I saw Steve Angelo for the first time without even knowing who he was. But he threw down a really, really amazing set. So in high school, shortly after I got into the whole light show thing, that was where a lot of the house party era started to kind of jump off. So a lot of my friends started DJing and started playing at these random house parties in Lakewood, Hawaiian Gardens, Cerritos, Artesia, fucking just everywhere around that area. So one very close homie of mine, his name's Daniel, but he goes by the name Blackout. He's the one that always had me come along with him because we were just so close friends. And every time I would see him on stage just playing music for these random people who I had no idea even existed, vibe with the music that he was playing. It went from house parties to, I guess, local shows at like small clubs. Dance Addiction was a really big thing. Electrotistic. He would get booked for those shows too, and I would see just the energy that he would put out, and I was like, you know what? I want to try my hand at DJing. So I saved up a little bit of cash, and I actually got myself one of those plastic controllers and shit. My dad got me a Curaçao laptop. He got that shit off credit. So I downloaded like Virtual DJ, and that's all I was doing at first, is downloading music, started fucking playing. At first it was trance music, then it went from trance to
Electro House, Dirty Dutch,
Electro House, yeah, Complextro, that was the word I was looking for. Complextro. And I started getting pretty good at it. I started learning how to beat match without looking at my laptop. I started memorizing, like which cue points will fit where. And then I started noticing that my homeboy Blackout was making music. And he would always be at my house, or I'd always be over at his house, and he'd be in the middle of making, just this weird like thrasher electro sound. That was his thing. And it looked like a mad scientist was at work, with all the shit that was going on in his laptop. Yeah. And I didn't pay too much attention to what he was doing, because at that time I was just, like knee deep in the whole light show thing. Yeah. So I kind of brushed that off to the side and kept DJing and all that. And I started noticing a lot more people getting into the whole production side of DJing, or just music in general. And I was one of those kids that was like, you know what? I'm not going to fold. I'm just going to continue DJing. I'm going to continue doing my light show thing. And that was that. But no, I got more curious, and it wasn't until, I want to say 2012, when I went to Utah for school. I went to a trade school. Had to go to Utah, I was training to be a Toyota technician. Don't ask me for no fucking oil changes.
Dude, I bet you got asked that a lot.
Oh, the moment the word "I used to be a Toyota technician" comes out of my mouth, oh, my car's having this problem, it's having that problem. Can you do an oil change? Can you do this? Can you do that? Like, bro, I don't do that anymore. I'm not gonna tell anyone what I do now, but I don't do that no more. But anyways, I was in my dorm room out in Clearfield, Utah, that I had a roommate tell me that one of his friends who was in another room, he made music, and he heard talks about me wanting to actually, try my hand at it. And this guy was just the complete opposite of who I was, or who I am, and the music that I was trying to make. This guy was a gospel hip hop producer.
That's so like far.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
he's a really cool dude. I think his name was like Darnell or something.
Okay.
I'm almost 100% sure it was Darnell. But he was the one that actually took my laptop and installed FL Studio.
Oh, tight.
Yeah, I started on FL Studio, but to quote Kenny Beats, but then I got good at music and started using Ableton.
See, I listen to all these words and like I know it, but I don't know it.
Nah, I know.
And I don't know. I think it's really funny because I hang out with you, I hang out with Eddie, and I watch you guys work, and it's so interesting to me. But I have no idea what the fuck you're doing.
It was honestly going back to the house party days. It's because of these producers that were talking shop with my friend Daniel that got me more interested in learning how to make my own music. Like they were talking about like what compressors they use, what VST plugins, this, that, the other, synthesizer, this, sample that, this, that, the other, and I'm just like, this all sounds really fucking cool, and I want in.
I totally get that because, like I said, I hang out with all of you guys. It's not even it's just you guys. Like, Ernie, Eric, everybody that we hang out with. Like, a lot of people, I've gotten that before where people think that because, like, I click with you guys all the time, that I'm in music too, or that it's something for me. And it's not. But it's not in a bad way because I totally get what you mean in the sense that whenever I'm around you guys and I hear you guys talking, I have no idea what the fuck you guys are talking about, but I find it super interesting and I still like being there and I like still like being in that same room because the energy that you guys give off, like you can just tell so much that you guys are very passionate about this. This is very much something that you guys enjoy doing. It's not a chore. It's not something that you guys are just doing it for the fuck of it. It's because you genuinely want to. And I love seeing that. So I understand why, like, for you, like, being around this type of people, it inspired you to want to, like, try it.
Yeah, and so not only did the whole, lingo of music production kind of, spark an interest, but as soon as I got FL Studio installed into my laptop, I honestly had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I don't think anyone really, starts off with like, okay, I know exactly what to do. Well, obviously, they fucking don't. But I was so limited to what I could do because in the dorms, we weren't allowed to have Wi-Fi. They didn't have Wi-Fi there.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't have any Wi-Fi. Well, I went to Job Corps. And if anybody knows what Job Corps is it's a government-funded trade school, basically. And since I was out in Utah, I wasn't a local. I had nowhere else to go, so they let me stay on campus. It's to what everyone describes it as, and I can confirm it's a minimal security prison. You're allowed to go out and roam free, but you had a curfew. You couldn't leave campus without signing out. You couldn't do anything without having to tell like some person that was in a position of power. But
whack.
but anyway, so I opened up FL Studio for the very first time and I started just kind of playing around. Started like okay, this is how you do this is how you do that. And whenever I would leave for the weekend, by the way, you're actually able to leave on the weekends to either a friend's house or wherever you wanted to.
Like do your own thing.
Yeah, basically. So I would always go to a friend's house and he had Wi-Fi. So I would take advantage of that time and learn how to make a Skrillex style bass or something like that, on FL Studio. And that was where I started, kind of picking up how to sound design a little bit, how to actually use the program. And I started really liking the whole process. And it wasn't until that point where I started challenging myself, like, okay, there were days where I get frustrated. There still are days where I get frustrated whenever I make music. But just the mentality I had was, okay, I don't know how to do this just yet, but I'm going to challenge myself to see just how good I can get. And that thought has literally stuck with me for the past, since 2012. So about 10 years.
I mean, that's good too. I think with anything that you do, whether it's making music or just any project or career, whatever you're doing in life, I feel like you always want to strive to be better and want to like grow and evolve and find new skills and new ways to like make your whatever project, music, whatever, that much better. And I feel like that's good that no matter what, you strive to continue that.
Yeah, and it's also just the mentality of like, I know I can do better than what I put out last. So like the most recent release I had, which is Demon Gang, which hit over 3K streams, which is insanely fucking cool. But yeah, just after I got done with making Demon Gang, I think I made that song in Mexico when I was in Mexico.
Really?
Yeah, I suffer from like spontaneous insomnia. So does my mom. That's where I get it from.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and in Mexico, insomnia fucking hit me hard. So like, you know what? Fuck it. There's nothing else to do. I can't go out. Not in Culiacan. You know. Yeah. So opened up my laptop and I started, just making random ass fucking sounds. And after I got done making that song, I was like, okay, this song is dope, but I know I could do better. And that's literally the thought process that stuck with me since I started making electro house. I went from electro house to trance. There's a trance song out there.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's not under Zemeks because Zemeks didn't come into play until I want to say like around 2016, 2017, more or less. So there's a song under Bizarre that's it's a trance track that I made.
That's crazy.
But
I didn't know that.
But yeah, so the evolution of my music, like I knew I could do better, and I still have that thought process. Thank God I still have that thought process, because I don't think any artist just looks at their work and like, all right, I'm there. Yeah, that, or it's like, I'm there, I've accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. Like, no, there's always that little thing like, okay, I know this is good, but I know I could do better. I could do this better. I could do that better. And I'm glad I have that thought process, because it stuck with me from, again, making electro house, trance. I tried my hand at Melbourne bounce. So, TJR, that was the big inspiration. But then, I think this is around like 2014 or somewhere around there, where I heard Bro Safari set at Ultra, where I started falling in love with trap music. Like, it was so different. Like, I grew up loving hip hop.
Yeah.
And hip hop was literally my first love as far as music goes. And the grittiness of what Bro Safari was playing and making made me just inspired me that much more, because I also fell in love with like heavy metal. When I was in middle school, I went through an emo phase also.
It's not a phase, Mom.
It's not. But yeah, I fell in love with like all the thrasher shit, just heavy, just rock in general. I fell in love with it, and those are just like two of my worlds that kind of combined itself. So the swagger of like the drums and like the melodies and all that, but also the grittiness and like the hardcore of just the sounds that these people were using. And I didn't really think about trying to make trap until I got so obsessed with it that I was like, fuck it, might as well. And I had the idea around this time. I was still going under Bizarre. I was like, you know what? I feel like Bizarre was already in a box because I started making Jungle Terror.
Oh, that's right. I remember you telling me this. Yes.
I started making Jungle Terror, and I actually got a few songs that are signed. Well, a couple songs that are signed. One to an Italian record label called Gorilla Crew.
Oh, really? I did not know this.
I have a song called Monkey Tuck, and it's pretty cool. It's Jungle Terror. And I got another song signed to Tommy Sunshine's label, Brooklyn Fire, called Elephant. And because of the whole Jungle Terror era, that was where I heard about Fight Club, where I first heard about SAV and Mysterio. And it was also around this time where my homeboy Levi was getting his recognition because GTA was playing his song Shaka Zulu.
Yeah.
It was around that time where I was like, okay, Bizarre seems like it's in a box where it's just labeled as Jungle Terror. Mm-hmm. And I wanted out of that box because I wanted something different. So I started playing with names in my head. I'm like, you know what? Bizarre is cool. I like it. That's who I am. I am a very weird character. If anyone knows me, I'm very fucking weird. And so, yeah, I was like, I was trying to think of names, and every name that I thought about was already taken, either by another musician or it was like an album or an EP that was taken by like a really huge band.
Oh, wow.
So I couldn't use any of those names.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is where Zemeks was originated from. So going back to high school, I was very involved in the skater and graffiti side of life. And that was where I got my name Bizarre. I got named Bizarre from a homie Christian of mine. So I started tagging up, Bizarre fucking everywhere. And there were these two guys that I grew really close to because of graffiti. Ruben and Emmanuel, but we call him E-Man. Suds was E-Man. That's what he used to go by. And Zemeks was Ruben. Both those guys inspired me as far as, graffiti went. Like, their style as far as, like, making, like, warping the letters of the alphabet to however they saw fit made it just look really fucking cool. I was like, so I strived to be like them. It wasn't until after high school that I started linking up with E-Man again, because he turned out to be a really, really insanely good lyricist.
Oh, wow, really? Yeah,
so he was at my house one day, and I was making him a hip-hop beat. I started telling him, I was like, yo, I need to change my name because this is what I want to do, blah, blah, blah. So just fucking around, I was thinking about going under Suds. What do you think? He starts laughing. He's like, you know what, bro? If you want, you can go ahead and take the name. I was like, nah, bro, I can't do that to you. Nah. So I thought Zemeks was a really fucking cool name.
That is a very interesting name.
It really is.
It's very different.
Exactly. And prior to that day, when I was making him a hip-hop beat, I started looking around at, the name Zemeks.
Yeah.
There is a graffiti writer named Zemek.
Oh.
I don't know if he's a California. I don't remember if he's a California native, but yeah, he goes by Zemek.
Yeah, close.
Very close. So I was like, what about Zemeks? He looks at me. He's like, well, if you want, you could take the name. Ruben doesn't go under that anymore. And I was like, the wheels started fucking turning.
Yeah. I
was like, all right, cool, Zemeks. So I started producing trap music under that alias. And by the way, a little side note, Ruben actually passed away like a couple of years ago, and I had no idea. Yeah.
Damn. So in a way, it's kind of also like
paying tribute to a guy who has inspired me artistically. So, I mean, at least that's the way I see it.
I see it that way too. It's really nice.
Absolutely. But yeah, that's where Zemeks originated from, and that's where I'm at in life currently. And by the way, because we were talking about releases, I have another release coming in on the 21st of December. So,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Pretty much an early Christmas gift to everybody.
Absolutely. And this one's weirder than the Demon Gang EP.
Oh, really? Yeah. And that one's really good. I actually really like it. That's the thing with me. I tell you all the time, I don't really trap like that anymore. But I love when you play trap. I really enjoy when you play and like your music. And watching you in the past like 2 years. It's 2 years now. Fuck. 2 years that I've known you. I feel like even in just these 2 years, you've grown so much, like as a person and as an artist. And I can't even imagine you like when you first started out. But I'm really happy where you're going, and I'm really happy that Demon Gang got the love that it deserved because it is really good.
Yeah, that's fucking, it's crazy to me still to even think that I reached that many streams. And that's on Spotify alone, which is insane. But you know, as far as who I am as a person and how much I've grown mentally, it's honestly just the people I've surrounded myself with. Like, I thank you more than anyone, because I talk to you about my problems. We literally sit down and chit chat about, you know, how to go about a certain situation. You're basically my therapist at this point. But yeah, when I was at my lowest, throughout this whole musical journey, I still kind of am, just, well, not necessarily, but I'm in this by myself. Mm-hmm. Now, back then, I was literally just by myself, just trying to learn certain things here and there. But now I say I'm alone only because a lot of the people around me are making house music. Yeah. And I'm not knocking it. I fucking love it. It's hard for me to attempt making house music because, like I was telling SAV, house music it's simplistic. It's so simple, but there's an art and a science behind it.
Definitely.
And it's for whatever reason, it's very difficult to simplify things. I guess that's why trap kind of has me in such
a chokehold.
A chokehold, because I love the complex, with the complexity of, you know, like the sounds and just everything that goes on in that track, is where house music, like, you groove, and again, it's simple. It has to be simple. Mm-hmm.
I feel like in the beginning, especially when I first met you, obviously that's when, because when did you meet Sav?
The first time, like in person? Like,
started to get to know him, like, and all that stuff.
That was when my song Diamonds got signed to Fight Free. Mm-hmm. Don't remember the year, I'm horrible with
like 2019, 20
around 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. All I remember is that I was working at Toyota at that time.
Yeah.
So I made the song Diamonds, and it was sitting in my hard drive for, I think, a little over half a year. Mm-hmm. It got to the point where I said, fuck it. If these labels don't want to sign my shit, fuck it, I'm just gonna send it out to random people. And I don't know how I got Fight Club's email. I don't remember.
You're like,
but I had it, so I sent it over to SAV, and within a week, I got an email back from him, and he's like, "Yo, I like this song. I want to sign it to Fight Free. Is this song, you know, taken?" Mm-hmm. I was like, "Nah, bro. If you want to sign it to Fight Free, by all means." And at that time, I still am a huge Fight Club fan.
Yeah.
And I was at work.
It's like geeking moment. You're just like,
I was geeking the fuck. We were busy at work, and I'm just here fucking, you know, on my phone, have a car in the air, just fucking. I was fanboying. I was like, holy shit, he actually likes my song. So shortly after he sent the contract over, signed everything, he started following me on Instagram, and we started chit chatting, and he told me that the week before the release, he wanted to actually get on FaceTime to kind of, you know, have a little like one-on-one. Mm-hmm. And mind you, again, I was at work. So when that time came, I legit had to run all the way out of the shop into the back where we park all the fucking customer cars. Mm-hmm. And I had to hide in the corner because there was a camera overlooking everything.
You're not trying to get in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. So I was on FaceTime with SAV, and we were just shooting the shit. And SAV is such a really wholesome dude. He's
amazing.
He's so fucking dope. Just talking to him was so easy. Him actually liking the song just as a whole was so inspiring that it made me want to chase that exact same feeling over and over again. And when the pandemic hit, I guess I got that dose again because, you know, people were indoors, and I was still working, but
you don't have shit to do.
Yeah, exactly. But he started doing his streams, And
that's how I figured out like who you were.
Really?
Yeah, because at that time, like obviously I was very deep into like the raving scene, obviously, and I knew Sav, like I knew of Fight Club. The only reason I knew about Fight Club was because of Sabrina, because like Barong family, duh.
Hey, shout out
And then
Sab.
it's so funny to me how before we even knew each other, like we were in the same room because Fight Club had their show at the Globe Theater, and he invited me into. Well, he invited all of us, and then like he got me and Sabrina like backstage, and we were kicking it with everyone, and everyone was there. Ernie and Eddie were there. Had no idea who they were. You were there.
I was there.
No idea who you were. Eric was there. No idea who he was. And it's we always like Eddie and I reference this moment too. Is it's so funny how the universe like literally had us all in a room, and we had no idea how important each and every one of us was gonna become later on. And the thing with Sav too, when you're saying how he was like really into it, when Sav, like there are so many people that don't understand Sav in a way that like we do, and don't be wrong, everyone has their own flaws. I'm not saying he's a perfect person at all, but my experience with Sav is that he is a very caring person, and if he supports you and he's really about you, he will do everything he can to help you. Like he'll use any connections or any like level of support that he can give you, and he'll give it to you. And he's a great person. I love Sav. But back to what I was saying. Yeah, that's how I found out about you too, because he was like doing all the streams, and he's always about giving like little smaller artists like an opportunity, and he had you on his streams. I think like, was it the first one?
The first one, no.
I was like, it was one of them.
I think it was a more. Actually, I think there was one where he kind of started talking shit about one of my songs that I that I sent him, and I was in the other room, just calling it garbage, this, that, the other, yada yada. It was all a setup, you know, just to kind of get the chat going.
Yeah. And like when he had like Discord and all that stuff, that's how we all started talking to each other. It was on there, and then eventually like on Twitter and stuff. And I was like, yo, this guy, like his music is really dope. Like I don't listen to it like that though. Like, and I'm the first one to fucking tell you that, just because like, you know, I don't trap like that. But I remember when I saw like your stuff, Eddie's stuff, and like all that, I was just like, yo, these are really cool people. And then we started getting closer, and then everyone in the pandemic kind of just like chilled out.
And then the Zemeks kickback started happening.
Yeah, like the first time I ever met this kid in person, I went to his house. And I remember I kept telling Nancy, I'm like, it was a little weird. I was like, I'm just pulling up to this kid's house. Like, it was like for your birthday, I think, too.
It was for my birthday.
Yeah, see, birthdays. It all comes back around. And Nancy had met you guys already in person before that. I think at, was it Sav's show?
It was.
At Wasted?
It was one of Sav's shows in Wasted, yeah.
Yeah, and like I didn't go that day because we had like a podcast shoot with like moms when we were doing like the other one. And I remember Nancy kept telling me, she's like, no, come. And I was like, nah, bro, I'm busy that day. And I remember she was like texting me afterwards. She's like, yeah, they're really cool. And I was like, sick. I was like, I'll meet them eventually.
Sick.
I was like, I'll meet them eventually. But I didn't think too much of it. But after that day when we partied or had a little kickback at your house, I was like, these people are really cool. Especially you were so nice, like off rip. You were so friendly. I remember I walked in, like I'm super shy, believe it or not, when I'm around people that I don't know.
You're shy.
Shut up. I need like one person that I know that I'm comfortable with for me to feel comfortable. But you know all that.
Yeah.
Even when I was there at first, I was kind of just standing next to Nancy, like. So.
Until we brought out the tequila.
Yeah, then you brought out tequila, and I was like, say less, bro. Let's do this. Because I remember you even asking, I was like, so what kind of tequila do you like? Like this, that. And we were just talking about tequila for like a minute, and I was like, you know what? I remember I turned to Nancy, I was like, they're cool.
They're
cool. But I can't believe it was already 2 years ago. And since then, like I said, with the support of Sav, I remember with him, like I said, he rides for anybody that he vibes with and he fucks with you. And I get what you mean in the sense that you feel like you're alone, because at the same time, like, he did support you, and he's even now, like, Sav will always, like, if you ever need him, you know he'll always be there for you.
Oh, absolutely.
But even, I know he's even talked to that there's only so much like that they can do too, because it's a different niche. And that's the thing too, like even like in anything, even like podcast stuff, or let's say like TikTok or whatever, there's only so much you can do with other creators or like other people that do what you do if you guys don't have similar niche. Like there's, because it's like you said, you're doing trap, and then like let's say like they're on their Moomba shit or house shit. Like, yeah, you guys can talk shop in the sense of like music production, but when it comes to like the core of it, it's like it's very different.
Yeah.
Different audiences, different listeners.
Absolutely, yeah. But so my first time actually meeting SAV, like in person, he was playing at Space Yacht.
Wait, I was there.
You were there?
I was there.
So then you heard Diamonds being played.
I did.
So that moment was very very special to me.
I actually really remember that moment.
You remember that?
Yeah, because I remember him saying like, "Oh yeah, I'm playing this song." I forgot what exactly he said, but I remember he like spoke on the mic.
Yeah.
That he was like playing a song
that was being released on Fight Free.
Yeah.
So he invited me to come out to Space Yacht. I was gonna go regardless because I wanted to see
Me too.
Fight Club.
Yeah.
So as soon as I got there, I messaged him on Instagram like, "Yo, I'm here. Can't wait for your set, blah, blah, blah." And as soon as I saw him, facing the stage off to the right, there's some stairs. So I was right there at the bottom of the stairs. Security was trying to push me away. I was like, I was screaming SAV at the top of my lungs. Finally got his attention. And right there, we just started shooting the shit a little bit. And again, even though the music was just fucking blaring, real genuine dude tells me, "Wait right here. I'm gonna see if I can get you, backstage with me." At that point in time, he couldn't. So I went back, and I was actually there with Wesley.
Oh, really?
Shout out my boy Phil. But I was there with him and his girl, and again, that night was just so fucking special to me because I will continue to say this till the day I die. That night, SAV played my song was monumental because I hold SAV in such high regards. I was a fan of his during the fucking Moomba and Jungle Terror scene. And to me, he's one of the bigs.
Yeah.
To me, he's definitely one of the bigs. So to hear him shout me out and actually play my song in a club it's a crazy moment. It was crazy because I've never had that before. I've never had that level of support at all. But then he was able to one up that moment. By the way, that moment at Space Yacht is pinned on my Twitter. Aww. Yeah, so that,
actually, I think I've seen that.
Yeah, saw Mr. 805.
Yeah. Oh my God, we'll explain that later. But we're having a moment.
So yeah, he managed to one up that fucking moment. That moment in general, he was able to one up it. EDC Mexico, before the pandemic even happened, Ernie and I were, I think we were like, half a year actually, and actually like getting to know each other.
Yeah.
And we're like, fuck it, let's just go to Mexico City to see Fight Club.
And isn't that the first time you met him in person?
Ernie?
Yeah.
No. The first time I met him in person was after the show at the Globe.
Oh, that's right. You know what I'm thinking of? I don't know should you tell the story, Ernie, when because you know how like him with his name.
Yeah.
Should I have him tell that story, or do you want to tell it?
Oh no, have him tell it.
You guys will see. I'm gonna have Ernie on for another pod, and we'll tell that story. But that story is really funny when you guys pull up to Mexico and you guys having issues at the airport. Oh, that's a funny ass story.
Yeah,
but,
I'll let him explain all of that. But yeah. So again, Ernie and I we weren't that close at that point in time, but we decided to fucking go anyways. So we land in Mexico and we head out to EDC. During Fight Club set, I was wearing my fucking Fight Free jacket. I was the only
repping.
I have to.
You're ready.
Absolutely, always repping.
Should be. And
out of the blue, I hear a familiar melody start playing in the back, like being brought up on the faders. And as soon as I hear Diamonds come on, I look up, pull out my phone, just out of sheer excitement. SAE fucking points at me, gets on the mic. He's like, I see you, Zemeks. I was like, aw. Just right there. So I actually had a song. I can check that off my fucking bucket list to hear my song at EDC. At an EDC. And again, just that moment alone was the one up that I needed at that point in time, because
I cry.
Oh, I was in tears. And to see everyone around me just vibing too.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, I can't even imagine, like, not only your reaction, because one, he's playing it, but also seeing, like, the crowd and how they vibe with it.
Yeah, it was so fucking crazy. Like, there was one guy that was that was right next to me. Look over and he's like, "Is this your song?" I was like, "Yeah, this is my song." Fucking grabs me by the shoulders and shit, starts giving me a hug, and we started jumping just out of excitement.
How cute!
I was like, "Oh." It was such an amazing moment, but.
Oh, and you got to share it with your boo, Ernie.
I did. Shout out Ernie. but yeah, that moment itself was so monumental. It was so special that, you know, again, it's a feeling that I'm continuously chasing. Like, to me, it never gets old. And who knows who the next big is gonna support my music, but so far it's only SAV. And, you know, right now he's on his flagrant drum shit.
I know.
Jungla, fucking always dope. If you guys haven't gone to a Jungla show, you guys have to.
There's
absolutely
so much fun. It's such a vibe.
Oh, I think with flagrant drums, SAV locked in onto something very special.
Happy. He's so happy.
As he should be.
Yeah, like, you can tell, like, with Sav, he's gone through, like, different evolutions with his music, even just in the, like, couple years that we've known each other, and it's so much fun to see. And I always enjoy seeing him when he's, like, really, like, just loving what he's playing, which is all the time. But, you know, there's certain times where you kind of have to play for a certain audience, so it's not the same. But
so how do you feel about his retirement from Mumbaton?
Dog, I was so sad. I was like, please say psych. I even told him, I was like, why? Because I love, like, club shows, and I love when he plays Mumba, and it makes me really sad. But I get it, you know, they gotta evolve and do their next things. And I still love, like, when I watch him play, like, his flagrant drums shit. And I told him, I was like, I want, you know, private sets of Mumbaton, which I know he would still do, because, like, whenever we kick it, and, like, especially when we're kicking it at your house, everyone's just playing whatever the fuck they want to play. Oh, yeah. Which is always so much fun.
Definitely open format for my kickbacks.
Yeah, and it's so much fun. But yeah, I can't even imagine how incredible that was. And there's been other times where he's played out, like, your music, which have been a lot of fun. But back to the Space Yacht thing, that's so funny that I was there and you were there.
Yeah, that honestly just brings back to the whole Globe Theater thing, because that show at the Globe Theater was the first time I met Ed in person.
Aww.
This dude came. Ed, shout out Ed, by the way, my fucking brother right there. Ed legitimately just came up to me out of the fucking blue. He's like, "You're Zemeks, right?"
Aww.
I was like,
sounds about Eddie.
I was like, "Yeah, Ed Vicious." I called him by his Instagram name.
Dude, that's everybody, especially me. Like, when people, a lot of the times, especially back when I was like,
Litlin.
Yeah, especially when I was on my EDM Twitter shit. That's anytime anyone would come up and be like, "Hey, are you Litlin?" I'm like, yeah.
But yeah, that was the first time I ever met Ed, and we were shooting the shit as if we knew each other for years, which is crazy. Cause
long lost brothers.
Because I'm shy as shit too. I'm a bit socially awkward as well. So the whole time I'll be in my head just thinking, okay, how do I answer the next question, or what do I say now?
I feel that.
But nah, with Ed, we were just fucking talking, and the moment I told him what city I was from, he's like, "Oh, my cousin Ernie lives in that city." I was like, "Really?" He's like, "What street do you stay on?" I told him the cross streets. He's like, "Bro, you're 5 minutes away from Ernie."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Ernie?" He's like, "Yeah, the other half a murder weapon." And that's typically how it goes, because Ernie's such a fucking...
Everyone's like, "There's two of you?"
Yeah. But yeah. So shortly after that show, I think the weekend after, was when Ed told me to meet him at Ernie's house. First time I ever met Ernie.
Oh, but Ernie was there. You didn't meet him then?
I didn't meet him that night.
Wow. See, you know what's really funny is that I don't, because the thing is, like, with me, I don't really pay attention to too many people unless I know them. Yeah. Unless it's like obviously, like, bro, all the people that were there, like, Happy Colors was there, Malos was there. So obviously, like, I remember seeing them. But I did remember vaguely, very vaguely, seeing Ernie. And the only reason I kind of remembered him was his glasses. You know how his... And I remember... And you know me, like, I fucking love glasses. Like, so I remember I looked at them and I was like, oh, those are nice. But then I remember I didn't think too much of it. I didn't really see him. I didn't really notice him. But I remembered the hat and the glasses. And then when we all started being friends and all that, like, I remember someone pulled up the picture because there was, like, a group picture. I think you had left early and, like, you had left at that point.
I did leave early.
Yeah, and it's really funny if you see the picture now because you just see me, Nancy, and Sabrina, like, at the top. And then you see Ernie and Eddie, like, to this, I think, like, on the right here. And Eric was somewhere around taking pictures. And it's just so funny how life works out that way.
It's really
And it's
really
all
funny.
thanks to Sav.
Absolutely. Again, shout out Sav.
We all have that bond because of him now.
Absolutely. And look where we're at right now.
I know. Look at us. Who would have thought? Not me.
But yeah, the weekend after that the Globe Theater show, I went into Ernie's house, you know, met him officially, and both Ernie and I started talking shop, started talking about, you know, what kind of song we wanted to make, you know, because I was initially there for a collab. And the whole time we were talking, Ed's sitting on Ernie's bed, just staring at both Ernie and I, you know, talking, shooting the shit. He fucking looks at us. He's like, "You guys are fucking nerds."
Yeah.
And then he ends it with, "I love this. Absolutely do."
It's so funny because I do the exact same thing. Like the first couple times when I was hanging out with you guys, and you guys would go into your little, like, I always call it like your guys' like little music nerd moment, and you guys just nerd out together.
Yeah.
And I remember the first couple times I was just staring at you guys, and I was like, y'all are fucking nerds.
Yeah.
But I love it, just like Eddie said. I love it. I love to see it.
But yeah, it's so fucking crazy. I actually I had to leave early that night because I took a date with me.
Yeah.
And she wasn't very big on the whole, you know, EDM thing, but I told her about Fight Club. I was like, trust me, you're gonna love Mysterio.
Oh, I do the same thing with people too. When it came to like Sav, I was like, it's not like what you think, okay? It's fun. You're gonna throw ass.
Oh, absolutely. And the whole time we were there, she was having fun. She got to see Happy Colors. Males threw down an insanely cool set.
Love her.
And then as soon as Fight Club came out, I started, you know, explaining to her, like, so the guy with the shades, that's SAV. The guy in the mask,
Mysterio.
is Mysterio. So she started asking questions about Mysterio more than anyone. Was like, how come he doesn't take his mask off? Blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, first of all, that's not a mask. That's his face.
Yeah, it's his face.
But she fell in love with Mysterio. She's like,
I love Mysterio.
I love. Oh, we gotta talk about Vegas now. We're gonna have to talk about Vegas.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and she just recently had a kid. So she's about, I want to say, I said just recently. Her kid was like almost a year old at that point in time, and she couldn't find a babysitter, so her mom was watching out for her. So we had to leave early because of that. Sense. I was sad, obviously, because I wanted to see the whole show.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vegas show was something else.
That was another fun moment for all of us.
That really was,
because that kind of really solidified like how close we were.
Absolutely, just the whole the pre-party at the hotel leading up to the actual party.
That was such a moment.
It really was.
I'll never forget that day too, because I had such a moment with like Spidey Tech, and I was just like, how is this? I remember looking around, I'm like, how is this my life? Because when I think back on my life, I've never, even now, I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But it's crazy to me how everything has led to where I'm at, because I've gone through different phases of my life where I hung out with different people, but by the end of it, I was just like, I did not expect this at all. Yeah. And that Vegas show is one of those times where I didn't expect it at all. And because Spider Tech, Locke had introduced me to him, and I was just like, oh yeah, hi, my name's Lynn. And he was like, yeah, I know who you are. And I'm like, me. I was like, how do you know me? And I thought he was gonna say like, oh, because the Sav or something like that. He's like, no, I see you on Twitter all the time. And I was like, how do you see me on Twitter? I was like, what do you mean you see me on Twitter? He's like, yeah, I just want to tell you, like, I think you're really cool. Like, I always see you supporting my boy Ray. And I was like, Ray? I love Ray. Shout like Ray Burger. I love him. I reference him so much on here too. But
I know.
I know, I need to have him on one day.
I'll have to. Ray.
There's your invite. But yeah, and it tripped me out because I thought back of when I first discovered Spider Tech. It's really funny because my ex is the one who put me onto Spider Tech, which was so random. I remember we were just like chilling, like looking through SoundCloud, and he was like, listen to this, I like it. And it was one of Spider Tech's songs. And then I'd seen him other times, obviously, just like as a fan. Mm-hmm. And I always think back now, even now, just like Sav, I was just a fan. And then I worked with Sav. Same thing with like Gesture. Like I followed him for so long, but then now like I'm cool with that. And I don't know, it's just moments like that where I trip out about where I'm at. And that Vegas trip was definitely one of them. I'm like, how am I in this van with Sav and you guys going to Vegas for a label show? Like, it's so weird.
Yeah, that shit was so dope. I mean, I got introduced to Spider Tech also, but I feel like for me, he doesn't know who I am. Obviously, yeah. I was fanboying just at the mere sight. He was sitting on the bed. I was sleeping. I remember that. So I'm not gonna tell him to fucking get off, you know. Yeah. So I was like, "Oh, dude, so nice to meet you." Blah blah blah. I started shooting the shit also, but shortly after, another like fanboy moment was when Ed introduced me to OK.
Oh, that's right. Oh, bro, I know. Oh my God, when he stepped out of the car, I was like,
see, but here's the thing. The way Ed introduced me to OK was, he's like, okay, meet Zemeks, Trap Lord. Oh, no. I got that shit all mixed up. My bad. Mm-hmm. He goes, old Trap Lord, meet new Trap Lord.
Oh, wow.
Right there, I was like,
wow.
Yeah, holy shit.
That's cool.
To me, that kind of just solidified that like the people around me really do think I'm good at what I do.
Yeah.
Even though those little voices in my head, you know, everyone has them.
Yeah.
That little voice in the back of my head, like, you know, nah, this isn't it. This is ass. This, that, the other, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And just to have someone like Ed tell a fucking, basically a celebrity in the scene, mm-hmm. like, this is the guy who's keeping the whole trap thing alive.
It's always about the people who...
I'm not keeping it alive, but I'm...
You're trying.
But
it's all about those people who will speak highly of you behind closed doors, that the ones that you need to keep closest to you. And Eddie for sure is one of those people. I've seen him do it. He does it all the time. He's just very much the type of person he will put your name like out there for anything, like if he feels like you're the right fit for it. But that's honestly really dope.
That fool told me that he actually sent he sent a couple of my songs out because I sent a lot of close homies my my unreleased music. Mm-hmm. So I uploaded a bunch of unreleased shit on SoundCloud in a private playlist. This fucking Ed told me that he sent that playlist over to Dirty Audio because he knew him back in the day.
That's dope.
I'm like, bro, if Dirty Audio plays one of my fucking songs, bro, it's over. I'm just gonna lose my shit.
I'm the same way. I'm like, I love when I can like help someone out, even if it's in a small way. It's just, I don't know. I don't see anything wrong from it. I don't care if I don't gain anything. Like, you don't know how to say thank you. I don't even trip. I just like, I would rather see like my people win and like continue to be successful, and that's what really matters. And that's what I had such a love for you guys when we all met and we started all getting closer. And even though, don't get me wrong, like Fight Free, like family or fight, you know what I mean? Like the whole family thing, obviously it's just part of the label. It's like we're not technically all family, but I feel like we have like within ourselves have built like our own little family and our own little bond that we have. And I'm very, very grateful for it because I've seen us just in this past 2 years, like we have our little instances sometimes where like, you know, we might not get along or might not always agree with things, but I feel that our friendships are so good because we still want the best for each other and we're still trying to like push each and every one of us like to be better. And I've seen that a lot with you too.
And that honestly, that's how it should be. I was actually talking to my my younger brother Edgar. I was talking to him about this, how he finally saw the circle of friends that Edgar will tell you too. The circle of friends that I have right now, you know, you, Nancy, Ed, Ernie, SAV, Mysterio, just fucking everyone that I hold very near and dear to my heart. This is the circle of friends that I've been wanting since I started making music, and I've been fucked over so many times, whether it was with DJ gigs or the typical like someone was gatekeeping a fucking like a technique on Ableton or some shit like that. Like no one would tell me how to fucking layer a kick or how to make this certain sound. Like oh, you just gotta figure it out on your own. And anyways, the circle of friends that I have right now, Edgar finally sees that the support group I've been wanting for so long, I have it. I can say that with the utmost certainty. I have that support group, and I wouldn't change any of it for the world. So,
I posted this like on my birthday, like a little love letter to like the people in my life and like my friends. And in the beginning of it, I said like between the ages of like 18 to 24, 25, you meet a lot of temporary people, and it's not a bad thing. Yeah, it sucks sometimes when those certain people don't work out and they don't continue to be in your life, but they teach you a lot. And so like I don't regret any of that because at the end of the day, like now I'm 26, almost 27, and I have a lot of people in my life that I know like I would ride for like to end to the earth, and that it's mutual, and it's all about the people that you surround yourself with. It really is so important. Like with that saying where the people closest to you is a reflection of yourself is so true. And me, I've had a few people in my life where when I started to really think about it, I questioned like, do I want this to be a reflection of me? And so sometimes like, it's not that I don't want to hold them close to me. It's just that I know that for like my own mental state, like I can't, even though, and it's not a knock to them. It's like, I love them so much and I'll always want to be there for them. But, you know, I have to, at the end of the day, still look out for myself, like mentally, spiritually, like emotionally. But the people that are really close to me, like I hold to such high regard as well. And I feel very proud to say that these people are a reflection of me as well.
Absolutely. We're all just full of love and we all support one another. That's honestly how it should be. Because I've seen a lot of people just get into beefs over, you know, just using the same kick sample or making the same sound by accident or some shit, you know, like, oh, this song sounds like this one, blah, 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 fuck you, this, that, the other. And that's how a lot of things, even egos, play a really huge part in the whole, like, you know, having to distance yourself from certain people in your life. Like, for instance, this one producer, I'm not going to name any names, but you know who he is, put me in a fucking group chat because he was trying to get at one of our mutual friends. So he put me in a group chat with her and Nancy just to talk shit on me, to make himself look a certain way in front of said friend that he's trying to get at. Right then and there, I knew, okay, I know what this guy's about now. All the rumors I've heard are pretty much true. Leaving it at that.
People will always show you their true colors eventually.
Oh, eventually. This dude showed him. He showed his true colors and his intentions. Right, just very, very clear.
That's a W for you though.
Exactly. He's out of my life. I'm living. I'm thriving.
The way I see it, whenever you lose someone from your life, if it's like out of like something negative in that way, you didn't lose anything. Don't get me wrong. You can always. It is what it is. You wish them well.
I gained peace of mind in my eyes.
You didn't lose anything. Mm-hmm. But that's why I'm really proud of you too, because you very much have learned how to like set aside your ego, because don't worry, we all have an ego. We all have had moments where we've let our ego get the best of us, myself included. I'm not a perfect person, like by far, but I've watched you learn to like confront your inner demons and like your ego and kind of check yourself and learn to really evaluate what's worth getting upset over and what's not. And
honestly, again, you've helped me develop that skill, because
I try.
There are things that that I get really upset with, that I get in my feelings about, but
Me both.
The voice in the back of my head, and the voice of reason now, it's anytime I get in my feelings about something, I always take a step back and think, okay, is this worth my energy? Do I either learn from this, or do I ponder on it? Isn't that the same thing? Okay, essentially. I don't know words. Don't listen to me. But yeah, like do I just let this consume me, or do I just move about my day and just say, like, it is what it is? And a lot of the times I'll literally just ask myself, like, is this really wasting your energy? Is this really worth wasting your energy on? Mm-hmm. Like, there aren't any recent cases, but say, like, if I get kind of screwed over something, but like not in a big way, but just because, for any like small reason, I'll get upset, obviously, but I'll take that step back and like, all right, is this really a big enough deal for me to even waste my energy on?
Yeah.
Like, what can I do to calm myself down? So I'll take those steps, and eventually, more times than none, it's like, it's not even worth my energy. I'm just gonna leave it alone and continue about my business.
That's good. I'm really proud of you for that. Honestly, like if you could look back at, like, let's say like your teenage self or like your younger self, like what would you tell them now about like where you're at mentally, like where you're at with music, or just like anything in your life right now? Like what would you tell them?
What I would tell my teenage self: stop trying to fit in. Be your own person. Don't follow a pack. Do what makes you happy. Just for so long, I've been that follower, and I don't know. It's taken me a long time to finally accept, who I am as a person and what makes me happy. Because I used to live just being a people pleaser, basically. Like,
I feel that same.
Like, I was becoming someone who I didn't even recognize, especially as a teenager. You want everyone to like you, but not everyone's gonna like you. So the whole time, my whole teenage years is just spent people pleasing. Like, if someone didn't like me for a certain reason, like, oh, what can I do to change that to get you to like me?
Yes, especially with like friends, girls, like all
exactly,
that shit.
yeah,
I get it.
But yeah, that's what I would tell my younger self. Just don't worry about anybody else but yourself. Do what makes you happy. Stop trying to fit in.
And I can like vouch that when I look at you now, I can tell you're so much more comfortable with yourself.
Absolutely.
With yourself, the music you make, and it's like no matter what, you're just gonna like pave your own path, and I'm really proud of you for that.
Thank you. Again, I get a lot of this from the things you have taught me, just the mental health aspect, and by the way, reading those books have been very helpful.
Oh, really?
We have to go for another cafecito and book tour.
I'm down. We'll plan something.
Have to.
But we're starting to reach like towards the end of this, so I kind of wanted to play a game.
Oh.
We're gonna play Fuck, Marry, Kill, and I had
Jesus
Nancy and Eddie kind of come up with some like scenarios.
Right.
Some of them could be for both of us, and then some of them could obviously be more like individualized.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have Aldo read some of them off, and then we're just gonna go from there, and then we'll wrap it up.
Got it.
Yeah, let's start this shit off right. All right. Shit, yeah, like you said, it could be for both of y'all. So I'll go ahead and ring off the first batch. So we'll go with Fuck, marry, kill Ryan Reynolds, Ernie, and Skrillex.
I think that was more for you.
Okay, obvious choice. I'd marry Ryan Reynolds because, come on. Kill Ernie because I have my reasons. And I guess I'd fuck Skrillex because he's Skrillex.
This is low-key kind of hard for me.
Damn, did you notice I didn't hesitate on any of them?
Yeah, this is low-key kind of hard for me. And it's like, I feel like it's not why people would think it's hard for me, but this one's hard for me. Because I want to marry Ryan Reynolds, obviously, because it's Ryan Reynolds.
It's Ryan Reynolds.
But then that leaves like two options. I'm either fucking Skrillex or I'm fucking Ernie, and both don't, I don't know, they don't call to me. Like, respectfully.
But if you had to choose,
I think I'm a kill Ernie.
so same answer.
I'm fucking Skrillex.
Fuck it.
I guess. Well, at least he's famous.
He makes great house music.
No offense, Ernie. It's just like, respectfully. Also, like, I've met his girlfriend, so I'm just like, I feel weird.
She's a delight.
Mm-hmm. She was nice. So yeah, I guess that's my answer too. Also, it's Ryan Reynolds. How do you not marry Ryan Reynolds?
See, exactly. You just don't. You don't not marry Ryan Reynolds.
I know, he's Ryan Reynolds. All right, next one.
All right, Zemeks, this is directly towards you. So,
Fuck.
Fuck, marry, kill big titty goth girl, anime girl, and Abila Danger.
Jesus Christ, I know this was Nancy. I'd probably kill the big titty goth chick only because I'm an ass man.
This is true, actually. She fucked up there.
She fucked up. So easy right there. Oh, fuck.
See, and an anime girl, it could be like, they can have an ass and boobs, so it's like...
Yeah. I'll go with the anime girl I'd marry an anime girl. Mm-hmm. And I'd fuck a Bella Danger because that's one of my favorite porn stars. I got a list, homie. I respect their work.
Fair. It's fair.
All right, Lynn, this one's directed towards you.
I'm scared.
Fuck, marry, kill Snape, Paul Rudd, and Jason Momoa wearing that thingy.
I think she means from Game of Thrones.
You know what
Game
thingy.
of Thrones, yeah. This is actually kind of... Actually, no, it's kind of easy. It was Snape, Paul Rudd, and...
Jason Momoa wearing the thingy.
I feel like people... If you know me, you know that this makes sense, but... I'm sorry, Snape, I'm going to have to kill you. And then I would marry Paul Rudd, because he is adorable.
He's fucking
He
hilarious.
seems so sweet. He's so funny, too.
He is.
I feel like, we'd have a happy life. He'd make me laugh, and he would take care of me, and be really sweet.
And he's Ant-Man.
I've never seen any of the Ant-Man movies. I know. Me and movies, okay? Relax. Anyways, we're not going to get into this, because this will be a whole thing. And then, obviously, I'm fucking Jason Momoa. Especially in the thingy. Looks so hot in Game of Thrones.
Especially in the thingy.
Dude, have you not seen him in Game of Thrones? He looks so fucking hot.
I saw his whole ass out on, what was it, Jimmy Fallon?
On all of them. I seen that clip. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so good.
I saw his whole ass out. Like, my mom was like, "Se operó?"
He's so hot.
All right, I think this next one could be for the both of you.
I bet.
Fuck, marry, kill Modelo, Pacifico, and Victoria.
Easy for me marrying Modelo because, obviously. I'll kill Pacifico because I've actually had that shit in Mexico, and that shit is not that great. I guess I'd fuck Victoria because I've never really had it.
I know. I'm trying to remember what Victoria tastes like, but I can't remember right now.
I never had it, so
I have, but it's been a while. I think I'm gonna have to agree because I can't remember right now. So yeah, same answer.
All right, now.
Copycat.
Shut up.
I think this one more directed towards Zemeks, but Lynn, feel free to jump in. Fuck, marry, kill whipped cream, the DJ, actual whipped cream, and sour cream.
Okay, so whipped cream the DJ, actual whipped cream, and sour cream. Kill sour cream, marry whipped cream the DJ. I guess I'll fuck whipped cream, the actual whipped cream.
That's interesting. I mean, you could fuck with whipped cream.
That's why I kind of chose, because that was where my mind was at.
It could just be like a little, like in it.
On some kinky shit, like.
Damn, y'all gonna hate me. I'm gonna probably kill whipped cream the DJ, and then I'm gonna fuck whipped cream, like actual whipped cream, and then I'll marry sour cream because I'm Mexican.
I was just about to say very Mexican of you.
You know what's really funny is I don't even like sour cream like that. I only started getting more into sour cream in the last couple of years. That's because like, you know.
Chipotle.
Yeah, and well, not even just that, but like dairy.
All right, Lynn, this is directed for you.
I'm scared.
Don't be, because you're gonna. Well, actually, this is gonna be tough for you. Okay, fuck, marry, kill. Bad Bunny, Raul Alejandro, and Jay Cortez.
Hey, Raul Alejandro's new album is fucking.
It's so good. It's so good. Anyone. I can get so into this topic because people have been hating. I've seen a lot of people like the album, but I've seen a lot of people hate on the album too. And I get it, but also no. Like, that album is so good. I listen to it every day, and I fall in love with it more and more. But beside the point. Fuck, this one's hard.
Benito or
Okay,
Raul.
I gotta think about this, like, realistically. Like, I love Benito, but he's on his open relationship shit. And have you seen the way Raul Alejandro, like, praises Rosalia? Like,
yeah.
in his eyes, she, like, shits rainbows. Like, he loves her.
Maybe she does. You don't know.
I don't know. He kept saying how her album was album of the year, and she did win album of the year, but that is debatable. I mean, also just because I'm coming from just like your average listener, and I feel like, and I've heard people talk about it like production wise, and I get that, but I don't make music, so to me it's like,
it's a curse. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you know. Honestly, listen to her album and tell me then.
Got you.
Okay, I just feel personally that Bad Bunny's impact with his album was a lot greater. I'm just saying. But anyways, and Jay Cortez, when he likes someone, he's about her too, because he's dating Mia, the one porn star.
Oh, Mia Khalifa.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know if they're still dating, but he was, and he would like post her all the time, so he was like really about her. But they weren't. But if they're not together, then fuck, I don't know. This is hard.
Jay Cortez, if you're listening.
This is so hard. Okay. I think I'd fuck Bad Bunny. I'd marry Raul Alejandro. I'm sorry, Jay Cortez, I'm killing you.
There you go.
That was hard.
Damn.
I know. So controversial. Everyone would want to marry Bad Bunny.
You honestly thought about that like so logically too. Like Bad Bunny's on his open relationship shit, so it'd be acceptable.
I would cry. I mean, I would get it because I'm like, I feel like if you have an agreement, and then that's cool. But like me, I'm just like, no, be obsessed with me.
Did you see how Benito fucking like grabbed?
Okay, but to be fair, she was right there, and to be fair, he was wearing like a face mask thing, so he didn't really kiss her. There was like a face mask in between.
So talk about the woman
one that was on top of the car.
Yeah,
dude. So I saw. Okay, so there's this video of like Bad Bunny. He was coming out of a building or whatever. And he was trying to get into his car, and like people were like swarming him. Like it was hard for him to even get through to get in the car. And I saw someone comment like, "Oh, bro, this is like on some like Michael Jackson shit." Like in the way that people used to like crowd him. And then a lot of people got fucking heated about it. Like, you know, because there are some people who feel some type of way about like putting Bad Bunny on that pedestal already, which I get too. I get it. I feel like I'm not going to call him an icon yet, but, bro, the numbers he has, like, bro, he had a fucking balloon at the Macy's parade.
I saw that.
And that's just, like, for white people. I'm like, that's crazy.
Nah, after the year he's had, he's iconic. You just can't deny it at this point. And he well deserves it.
Yo, and shout out, like, there was, like, a Mexican, like, band or something, like, in the Macy's parade, too. Mm-hmm. Shout out them. That's the first, like Mexican like little group that's in there. I was like,
didn't Bad Bunny have like #1 album stream like for like a whole month or some shit?
No, like in general, ever.
Oh, just ever?
Or not ever yet, but like he's getting up there, bro. Like there's like so many different stats with it though. I need to look it up because he's beaten so many fucking records with just that one album. Mm-hmm. So him not winning Latin Album of the Year for the Latin Grammys, I don't know. It's bullshit. Don't get me wrong. I feel like people kept saying that with Rosalia. It was like production and like this and that. And I understand that, and you're completely right. But at the same time, I'm like, Bad Bunny's album actually had like a huge ass impact on the Latin community and the world. So
the Latin Grammy said Bad Bunny's won too many awards.
I mean, he got nominated for like the actual Grammys, like Album of the Year. He's
got to win that one. Nah, fuck that. He has to win that one. If they don't,
well, I mean, it's the Grammys, so like that shit's bullshit anyways. Like that shit's rigged. But he should win.
Because it's what him. It's him, ABBA, some motherfucking people. Taylor Swift. Oh, no, never mind.
Adele.
I think Adele.
Harry Styles. I
take it back then.
I know. I feel like the only one that might beat him is Taylor Swift, and that's still some bullshit. I'm sorry.
Taylor Swift's like the current album that she just dropped.
I think.
Did it qualify? Is it on the?
I think so. I don't know. She dropped another album like last year too, or this past year, but I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure what album it's for. But the only one that I might accept is like BTS, because like BTS been on their shit too. Like K-pop took over, and
K-pop is so popular.
Yeah, dude, K-pop fans are insane, and I nod to them because there's something else. They're like their supporters are just as like passionate about it, just like Latinos are with Bad Bunny.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy.
North Korea is licking their chops. Oh what? Y'all in the army now? Oh, we about to run through y'all, motherfucker. We taking South Korea back. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Oh, this is so much fun. So
no. We got one more.
Oh shit, we have one more.
This one's specific for Zemeks.
Oh shit.
Oh man, this is gonna be tough for you, bro. Well, maybe. Who knows? But
we'll see.
Fuck, marry, kill Salma Hayek, Penelope Cruz, and Sofia Vergara.
Penelope Cruz. Remind me who she is again?
She fuck.
I'll look her up.
Penelope Cruz. I'm trying to think of what like big movies she's come out in, but she okay. Do you remember fucking Blow? Do you remember Blow?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
She's the chick that ends up flipping on Johnny Depp's character.
Then I'm killing her first. You don't flip off on my Jack Sparrow shit.
Mm-hmm.
So kill
Salma Hayek.
So you got Salma Hayek, Penelope Cruz, and Sofia Vergara.
So kill Penelope, marry Selma, because Salma Hayek. Come on now. Bro. I've watched Grown Ups. She make a great wife. Absolutely. Sophia.
She's so fun. She'd be such a fun fuck buddy.
That's what I'm saying. Just don't talk, please.
Really? No, I can listen to her talk. She's funny.
Nah, I'm kidding.
She's fucking cracking
me up. I fucking love her.
Honestly, I feel like even if you flipped it, you'd still be good.
Oh, absolutely.
Because have you seen Sofia Vergara in Chef?
I have not.
You have to see it.
You need to watch Chef. That's a dope movie.
In that one, she's like more toned down, but it's still very much Sofia Vergara.
Okay.
But I feel like if you saw that movie, you'd be stuck in between like wife and fuck.
Well,
but still solid choice.
Yeah, because that is true, right? They have Sofia Vergara playing like that really like
the ex-wife.
Yeah, like obviously Modern Family, Lords of Dogtown, but in
also
Chef,
Modern Family, for that role, she's meant to be more like extra.
Yeah.
In her.
But that's what I mean, though. Most of her roles have always been like she needs to be all extra and shit.
She was in Lords of Dogtown, huh?
Yeah, she was a dude. She was the one with the dude that
she was Chino's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, but that was really good.
That was fun.
I know that was a lot of fun, and I definitely want to have you back again because we could talk about all. Honestly, there was other stuff that we want to talk about we didn't even get into, but that's because like with us like. The time flies. The
time really does fly when you're having fun.
Yeah, and I'm really happy you came, and so
thank you for inviting me again. This shit was so much fun.
And then we gotta remember to take a picture. So I'm gonna start doing this thing, guys, where they're gonna take pictures. I have Polaroids, and everyone's gonna sign this little book I have with a little note, whatever you want to write in there. So I'll probably post it on stories so you guys see. But yeah, thank you again for coming.
Thank you again for having me. Love you too.
Bye, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Zemeks and Lynn Lopez, and we are out.
I had to pee. Ron's in the bathroom, so I'm gonna wait.
That was so much fun.